So I got this collector's edition of Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds when it first came out, which is, I don't know, how many years ago? 10 years ago? Something like that. And as you can see down here, it's a 7-disc deluxe collector's package, including remastered stereo, remixes, rarities, and there's like a book in there as well, and it it's like so. And then at the back, and that bang is the book, right? And very happy with it, you know, very, very happy with it. Recently I saw that there was going to be a new version of the collector's edition, still called the collector's edition, but even bigger. And so of course I'm interested, but then I see the price, which is £250. And it's like, maybe not. And I wasn't going to get it. But a few weeks ago, me and our son went up to London to the immersive experience, which got me all back into Jeff's version. And I thought, you know what, sod it. You're only on this planet once, go for it. So I went for it, and it was released yesterday. And I got it yesterday. It came on the day of release, and it is here. Now, a little bit of compare and contrast before we get into this. This is the one that I've had for a number of years, and it is yay thick. Okay. The new one, all shiny because it's still in its cellophane, okay, is, I can barely lift it one-handed, which I think massive. Okay, and the reason, or at least part of the reason, is just what you get. You go from 7-disc to 18-disc, 16 CDs, all right, here's all the different things that are on it, 2 Blu-rays, okay, documentary, 2 concert films, live on stage, 2006 and 2012, an additional book in memory of Jerry Wayne, brand new map detailing key locations, 2 12-inch art prints, and a certificate of authentication. All right. So yeah, you get a lot, but this box is just huge. I have no idea what's inside, what the packaging is going to look like. So this is going to be an unboxing. All right. So I'm just going to pause it and start picking at this blooming cellophane, and I'll come back with the lid nearly off, much like what happens to the cylinder. Well, even with the cellophane off, it's still very shiny. So that's the lid off. What have we got? Ooh. Does that come up? Right, okay. Be gentle with this. So that's album size, just like before. This is a book. Let's take a look at that in a minute. That's my certificate. Meticulously crafted with the full participation of Jeff Wayne. It smells lovely. What have we got here? Ooh, I'm liking that. That's been redone, that art. Okay, I think this is just going to be a brief flick through, and I'll come back with, oh, are these the art prints? Yeah, these are the art prints. Oh, they're nice. That's not an art print as well. I don't know quite what that is. That's all. It's Jeff's dad. Ah, and there we have it. All right. I I'm going to delve, and I'll come back bit by bit. I think this all needs to be looked at with care. So, all right, I think the first thing I'm going to do is have a good read. That's half of the weight is this thing. Let's have a look at that thing first. So I'm going to make me a coffee and have a look through that and then return. So I've had a flick through the printed matter in the set, and first up we've got a publication on Jerry Wayne by Jeff, which is, of course, because it's Jeff talking about his dad, it's a very personal account of his dad. I wasn't aware that he was a victim of the McCarthy witch hunts in the 50s. You know, up until that point, he was on his way and, you know, quite a star. But then, yeah, the McCarthy era started, and it's very interesting. As I say, I've just had a flick through. I haven't read in depth, but yeah, it seems that yeah, his career started a resurrection by coming here to the UK in the first production of Guys and Dolls, and then he went back to the States. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading about that. What we got next for you? What was this? Let's have a look. Yeah, this is the New Generation. It's the script for the live show, but the New Generation, and the white text is the original text. The gold text are new additions, new dialogue, which was put in for the Next Generation. And some of it I recognise from the book, some of it I don't. So that's rather interesting. But I don't think I'm going to read it because, you know, one of the visual things we have is the live action, sorry, the New Generation live performance. So I think I'm going to wait for that. It's always interesting when you hear something you're so used to for years and years and years, hearing something, get used to it, and you know it off by heart, and then it's quite startling to suddenly have a new thing. I think I'm going to enjoy that more than just reading it. Then we got the art prints, like so. Oh, that's the certificate again. I just realised it's embossed. It's rather nice. Then this is curious. There's nothing that actually tells you what it is. So it took me a moment to actually realise what it is. What this is the script again from the Next Generation. But this time this is what I was looking forward to, a guide to the locations in War of the Worlds. I thought it would be a small pamphlet or something like that, or maybe a map showing the direction of the narrator as he went and his brother. But no, it's the text again, but there are chapters saying exactly where those places are. Okay, so yeah, we start in Woking, we go to Byfleet, Weybridge. I mention of Shepperton, but he only passes through Shepperton. So yeah, that's not what I was expecting. I was hoping for a map. You know, I've been down to Horsell Common for one of my YouTubes, and I intend to go to other places. Oh, and of course, you know, I did the Natural History Museum up to Primrose Hill many years ago. So yeah, Primrose Hill. So I might just use this. I might go off to Billericay in Essex and look for the Thunder Child in the estuary. So yeah, that's some of it, but the meat of it is the thing that makes the book so very heavy. This is it. All right, and I am really looking forward to reading this, although this isn't something you can take on the train or even sit on the toilet with. It is so big and it is so heavy. But it is the history of Jeff's War of the Worlds. Okay, so, but before we get into that, let me pull back. We start off with good old Herbert and the novel, The War of the Worlds, with some classic illustrations from back in the day. That's a new one. Not really how I see A Martian's Eye. But no, I thought this was very interesting. It took a couple of times before I realised what they're up to. This, of course, is the... I could be looking at the album, couldn't I? The LP, double LP set. You open it up and you have this image. But what they've done, and it's very neat, is they've recreated it. So that's the original. That's the recreation. And we're going to see this all the way through. So let me just get up so you can see. That's about right, isn't it? So this is all Jeff's, a reproduction of Jeff's copy of the book, where he's been underlining things in red and black. This took me right back. These are, of course, the Mike Trim designs for the tripods that I remember so well from my War of the Worlds poster magazine. This was on the inside, and I used to study these more than the colour artwork, especially this, the handling machine. But I have to dig the poster magazine out. I don't remember all this amount of text. I don't remember here, this is ribbon and not a grill. I don't remember that. I think maybe in the poster magazine they printed them, but they blocked out the text. They were rather tiny in that poster magazine. Maybe that's the reason why. So yeah, Mike Trim, of course, one of the lead designers on the Jerry Anderson shows. Not a well-known fact. He designed the tripods and the handling machine for Jeff's version. This, of course, is a sketch Mike did, which was adapted and coloured for the cover, wasn't it? Okay. And then we get into the music and the musicians. A bearded David Essex, recording as the artilleryman. Julie Covington. Him. Justin. That's right. Richard. These photos I remember from the other collector's edition. Like that one there. So yeah, this is all about the recording of the album, the original recording of the album. Here we go. Just have a flick through. This is the launch of it. I wish I was there for it. And the gold and platinum discs. The Ivor Novello Awards. It is pretty in-depth. Right? You've got newspaper cuttings. Has it passed 1 million sales? Justin again. There we go, look. So. And bam. I prefer the original. All of these, I mean, technically, they're really, really good. There's just something about that woman's face, which is going to be, I think, far more memorable than that one. So, another recreation. At this point, I'd realise what they're doing. It's like, okay, so there's Nathaniel holding back the tripods, recreation. I know this is very stylised, more stylised than that one, but I prefer that one. And would you really have Mars in the background, or is that the moon tinted red? I don't know. So yeah, there's that Mike Trim coloured in. And there we have the recreation. Now we get blast from the past, the computer game. Computer game. PlayStation, wasn't it? Still got that somewhere. I'd love to play it again. That was really good, as was the tactical game for the PC. Red Weed. Now we go on to the new generation, and this is where everything's going to be new to me because, as I've said before, I saw the live show twice, but as soon as they got rid of Richard Burton and put in Liam Neeson and then having a revolving door of whatever musician, artist is available to play different roles, it's like, no, I think I was, see, that's just, no. It wasn't for me. But now I've got this, I can actually watch it. But what's coming up, and I found very interesting, you know, because me being a model maker and everything, is the construction of the tripod, the one that was up in the eaves on those two shows that I saw right at the start, that hung up there and then came down like so during the show. And the big polystyrene head with Richard Burton being projected onto it. Yes. See, Jason Donovan, War of the Worlds. They're not words that I tend to stick together. This is curious because now we're in the next generation bit. They flipped it. Now we have the new illustration first and then the original. So there's the new. Oh, I thought that was one. It isn't. There's one coming up. My mistake. Nice new shot of the handling machine, though. That's quite nice. There's one. So that's the new Brave New World. That's the original Brave New World. I always wondered, how did they build this? How did they get that all the way up there to build the bridge across? And we're almost at the end. Michael Sheen now having an input. Yeah, I think this is the last of the recreation. So yeah, that's the recreation of that classic image. Right, and with that we're done. Yeah, we have images of the people involved, the main people involved, and that's the end. So yeah, this is going to be a terrific read. I've got to sit down in my comfy chair and dedicate time to reading it. All right, so next step then, I'll be back with looking. I think we're going to look at the Blu-rays next. Right, we'll move on to the Blu-rays, and the one on the top is the Audio Plus. So basically on Blu-ray, you've got two albums. You've got the original double album from 1978 and the new generation. I should say new generation. It's not next generation, is it? From 2012, right? Putting this on, it was really, really good to actually play it in 5.1. To actually have the sound all around you, especially Brave New World, sounded terrific. You're right in the middle of all the sound. That was really good. I thought there might have been a change on the TV screen of the image, but no, it's this image all the way through. All right, so that was terrific. Really good, you know, addition to what I've known all this time, is to have it in 5.1. Then I put on the new generation. And I should call it the new generation, shouldn't I? Not next generation, that's Star Trek. I'm sorry, it's just not for me. You know, I've been listening to this since 1978, and to hear somebody else other than Richard Burton, to hear somebody else other than the singers I already know, it's not the same. It's different when I saw it live, because yeah, you had the polystyrene head of Richard Burton, and you had a different, Justin Hayward was there, but you had different artillerymen, Beth, Nathaniel, etc. But that's different. You're caught up in a live experience, and I know the people who go to see the new generation must feel the same. But for me, if I'm at home and I'm listening to it, I'm listening to that, not that. All right, so we'll move on to the second Blu-ray. And basically what you've got here is live on stage and a live from the O2. The live on stage is basically this, the show from 2006. Okay, back in the day before Blu-ray, everything that's here is actually spread over 2 discs. This is just 1 disc with all that on it. Okay, so yeah, that's just that again. So I've got all that already. And then live from the O2. And I'm sorry, again, I tried. Out comes Jeff running down that little ramp, just like he did 6 years before, waving to the audience, just like he did before. It's like, here we go, we're going to see the Martian prologue thing, and then we'll get into it. No, some bloke wanders on with a top hat and steampunk goggles on top of the top hat, and it's like, oh no. I had this foreboding when I went up to the immersive experience, and here it is again. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, and we've got this whole prologue of him and his wife looking through the telescope before we then get into it. And then we see Liam Neeson. And again, sorry, it ain't for me. All right. So it's good to have this now in Blu-ray, the live on stage 2006. But I don't know if I'll ever watch the 2012. Maybe I will. I might watch it with our son, just so just to get his opinion on just what he thinks of it, because he's only ever known the original album as well. All right, we're moving on to audio now. So we've got 2 packs here, the original and the new generation. And I've got a real feeling, I don't know. I mean, look what you get. You get all these CDs in paper sleeves. I've got a feeling I'm not gonna, I don't know even if I'm gonna open that and listen to it. I don't know. I think I'll watch the live 2012 first. But here, this is going to be very interesting. I know on the original collector's edition, you had an awful lot of outtakes and remixes, but there seems to be more now. So I'm going to have a listen to these, and I'll come back with my opinion on that and my final thoughts on the whole package. All right, finally we got these CDs. This is the double album. And then I come up to double ups, because the next 3 discs I've already got in the original collector's edition, and they are a collection of studio outtakes and rarities. So this is the Coming of the Martians, like here, and they are really good. Admittedly, I don't listen to them very often, but yeah, you've got alternative versions, alternative takes. You've got Richard Burton getting ready to say his lines, relishing his lines in some places, but they are very comprehensive. So much so, I mean, they haven't added to it. Oh, that's them. And then you've got the 2 remix albums. This one I've already got. It's repackaged, of course, for this new edition. And some of the remixes are retitled, which was a bit confusing. And then you've got the second version, which is done specially for this one. And these, well, this one always was a mixed bag. This one even more so. Yeah, they're remixes and redubs, etc., etc., and they are a mixed bag. Some of them are quite interesting, some of them are odd, and some of them are bloody awful. By the way, this one, let me turn it up. This is my favourite. Which is from the first one, Horsell, Common and the Heat Ray, the Max Mondo remix. Okay, and yeah, let's turn that right down so I don't have to shout. So, I mean, yeah, I listened to a few of these. I've got a playlist, you know, the original album followed by some of the remixes, and that's certainly one of them. But there's nothing on this one that leapt out at me. So I don't think I'm going to be revisiting that one. Maybe some on these. And I've already got these, but just in different packaging. And I can't, maybe one day I'll open up and give them a go. But from the snippets I've been hearing, I'm not keen on the new generation one. And, you know, in future, if we do get another going on tour, I don't know, maybe a third time, maybe I will. Maybe I'll take one of my daughters. My youngest daughter is very keen on it, and she's never seen it. So maybe I'll go for that. But I'm a purist. I'm a purist at heart, and the original will always trump anything, I think. So there we go. That's my unboxing and looking at it. I'm glad I've got it. It's a lot of money, and I wouldn't have a but if I didn't have. I've already got the original collector's edition. I've already got the 2006 concert on DVD rather than Blu-ray. So if I didn't have anything else, I would say it was more worth the money. I'm glad I got it because, you know, I am a fan and I'm a bit of a completist. So I'm glad I got it. I'll tell you what, though, I'm glad I didn't go for the ultimate edition, because this is the new collector's edition, but there's an ultimate edition. And I think the thing between the difference between this one and that one is I think you get the a reproduction of the piano sheets of Jeff Wayne's, and there is something signed by Jeff Wayne, but that would be an extra £125, and I couldn't justify that. And I'm glad now I've got this. I'm glad I didn't go that one extra step and go ultimate. But by far the best thing in this is the book, and I'm looking forward to reading that. So I hope you found that of interest, and hopefully I'll be along at some other point not too far away with something else War of the Worldsy.